Hello, Shakerites varsity hockey fans, and welcome here to the Brunswick Auto Mart Arena once again. Your Red Raiders entering into today at the Cleveland Cup semifinal matchup against the Lancers of Gilmour Academy. Some two GLHL rivals facing off once again. Now, the Red Raiders are coming off of that victory against Holy Name. It wasn't as big of a victory as you would have expected, considering they won by 8 in their first meeting and by 6 in their second meeting. They only won 2-0 in that game on Tuesday, so we'll see if that gives them some momentum or maybe took some momentum away, whether or not it was a victory. Gilmour has not played because they had that quarterfinal bye. The top two seeds got the byes of the quarterfinal, meaning they did not have to face off against anyone to make it here to the semifinals. US was the first seed. They beat Padua moments ago right here on this ice. Gilmour Academy will be facing off against Shaker Heights, of course, right behind me right now. Now, Shaker enters into today 13th ranked in the OHSAA Ohio State rankings. Gilmour Academy is ranked 8th in those OHSAA state rankings. Shaker moved back after beating Gilmour. That was the surprising thing. Gilmour stayed exactly where they were. The last time these two teams faced off, Shaker was at 12, Gilmour was at 8. Gilmour still at 8, Shaker back by 1. Now these two, as I said, they met on February 3rd. There were 2 goals from Shaker, only 1 from Gilmour. Of course, 2-1 was your final. The Shaker goals came from Ian Hunter. He had a great goal with a great celebration in the corner. And Will Brokaw got a power play goal later in the game to give them a little more insurance. Dominic Bellino cut that lead in half in the third period, but Gilmour was not able to get a second, tie it up, take it into overtime. And so Shaker obviously getting the victory there. They met earlier in the year as well. Gilmour was able to get the victory at the J.M. Bartley Arena, home of the Red Raiders. So that led to them splitting this series 1-1. Of course, after tonight, that series will be split no longer. Shaker won in Gilmour territory. Gilmour won in Shaker territory. Here we are at the Brunswick Auto Mart Arena. This is Welsh Jesuit and Padua territory, ladies and gentlemen. This is where it is hosted. Neither of these two teams are really defending any sort of home territory. So this will decide who is the best of these two teams and who will go to the finals to face the Preppers of University School. We'll talk more about lines after player introductions. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum. I'll be here with the call. Let's send you down to ice level for player introductions.
And the 2024 Great Lakes Hockey League Championship Tournament. Tonight's game, the Lancers of Gilmour Academy face off against the Red Raiders of Shaker Heights. Let's meet the starters. For Shaker, in goal, number 30, Nico Demery. On net, number 17, Captain Clinton Garnett. On net, number 23, Cole Richard. At right wing, number 13, Will Brokaw. At left wing, number 5, Captain Sandy Berger. At center, number 6, Connor Mayhew. Defensively, Shaker Heights. Varsity hockey team is represented by the coach manager at Bartley. Now let's meet Gilmour. In goal, number 1, Colton Piercy. Offense number 14, Larson Condon. Offense number 18, Blaine Mansfield. At wing, number 2, Mason Heiss. At wing, number 10, George Valenzi. At center, number 13, number 15, Captain Colton Fairchild. Defensively, Gilmour Academy. varsity hockey team, elected the coach for John Malloy. Before we get to the next match, we have a few business to take care of. This time I'd like to introduce League Commissioner Kevin Lee. Last night we gave the honors to Chicken Rice in their game. Tonight we're going to do Gilmour. For league honors, Gilmour's second team league honors go to number 15, Colton Fairchild. Second team number 14, Carson Bellin. All academic, number 25, Sebastian Fitzgerald. Congratulations, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, this great empire forces freedoms like no other country in the world. Please stand and show respect for our flag and join in singing our national anthem.
And with the anthem of the nation, that means we are set for some good old Great Lakes Hockey League action here at the Brunswick Auto Mart Arena. As mentioned, this is the home of the Bruins of Padua Franciscan and the Warriors of Walsh Jesuit. Those two teams have both now been eliminated, so no team now in the battle for the Cleveland Cup is actually defending any sort of home territory. Padua just knocked out by University School moments ago. US had, I believe it was a 5-goal victory over the Bruins. And now here, right now, in front of you, your Red Raiders decked out in their red look against Gilmour in their white and blue look. Your Red Raiders, I believe, are rocking those first lines that are quite typical to us. So that's going to mean Will Brokaw, Sammy Gerber, Connor Mayhew, the first defensive line, Cole Richard, the freshman, and Quentin Garnett, the senior. Nico Daenerys getting the start in the crease. Now, keep in mind, there was a bit of a common knowledge between a lot of these parents, some of the players, that there were some sick players that might be sidelined out of this game. There were some players that may have potentially been injured. Head coach Matt Bartley decided to play it safe, make those game time decisions after warm-ups. So we will see how these lines move along all throughout the game. 15 minutes up on the clock for the start of period number 1. Mayhew up against Fairchild for the opening draw, and it's Mayhew leaving it to Sammy Gerber after the face-off. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum. The Gilmour Academy Lancers send this one down to defenseman Cole Richard. Off the glass, he tries to get it to escape the zone to Will Brokaw, and eventually it'll be Connor Mayhew doing the trick, sending it out to that center zone. Back to Richard we go after the shot from the blue line. In the corner, it's going to be Fairchild taking it out. He's got Heiss in front of the net, but he'll look him off. Send it over to 18 with the shot. Rebound chance. And Nico Daenerys is going to cover this one up and get a face-off in his own zone. 14-24 left to go in this first period of action. We haven't had anyone score that early. Number 18 with that shot from the point. That was Blake Baskin, the defenseman. Now after that face-off, we're going to take a trip around the boards. We're going to find Ryan Kiltz. He can't get it in his possession, It'll go Lippold, who took the shot, and it remains in Gilmour possession. Into the corner we go. Braden White tries to flip this one over to Ryan Kiltz. Can't do the trick. It'll go to Ryan Lenahan. Instead, he can't clear the zone. Back to Braden White in that same corner. He can't wrap it around either. Here's a bad turnover. 19 with the shot, and 19 can't bury it home. That's Paul Dean, the Shaker kid, but he couldn't find its way into the back of the net. This remains a 0-0 score early in this one. Thank you very much for joining. Taking this face-off for the Red Raiders here is going to be Ryan Lenahan. He remains out with Kiltz and Moore. On defense, Kalergis and McGinnis is the pairing. Here's a great shot into the corner, and you know he's going to bury that time. It's with number 21. He's the man to bury it. He's not on the roster, but he's clearly making a difference here in the GLHL Cleveland Cup game, and so Gilmour takes the early lead. Not even a minute and a half into this game. Gilmour Academy already with 4 shots to Shaker's 0. And so hopefully this isn't a sign of how the rest of this game is going to go. Here's Aiden Salmon trying to kick the puck back onto his stick, nothing doing. He's along the boards, up against the boards. He's held up this time by number 22, Cunnin. Cole Richard takes a man down, no call. Back with Cunnin in the corner. Centering feed, and that goes nowhere except for the other side of the boards. Along that Red Raider bench there, a shot from the point. Number 20 sent it wide. Aiden Salmon goes to the center for Arth. Arth pokes this one forward into the corner. And Shaker's going to go ahead and get a couple changes. Ian Hunter and Aiden Salmon remain out. Mayhew's now hopping on. So we can assume that first line of Red Raider offense will be coming back out momentarily. Here's Colton Fairchild trying to work around Jonathan Kalergis. He says no thank you with a stick extension, trying to poke it away. Here's a shot, that time from number 10, George Valenti. But a kick save sends it wide. 12:55 left to go here in the first. Along the boards we go. Jonathan Kalergis, Aiden Salmon, both of them cannot clear it. There's a shot, it'll hit behind the net. And I believe Nico Daenerys, it was stuck on the back of the netting, so the referee just going to blow this one dead. So with 12:47 left to go in the first, Gilmour's still up by 1, and so far early in this one they have been dominating puck possession. Colton Fairchild taking the face off for Gilmour. He'll win it back this time to Heiss. Heiss can't work with it. He'll send it back to Fairchild at the center. Now he's along the boards, back around the boards. We're going to go to Braden White. White back around where it came from. He'll find Will Brokaw. Brokaw in the corner. Banks it off the boards. Mayhew cannot clear it. Eventually he will. And up to Sammy Gerber we go. He'll rip a shot and a good save. That time by Colton Piercy. No rebound was given up as a defenseman swooped into the slot. Here's Baskin. Can he clear the zone? He cannot. Quentin Garnett keeps this one inside of the blue line along the boards behind the net. It goes to Heiss. Heiss flips this one up. That's not really going to do much good, but eventually a second effort will take it out, and that's the right decision. There, bad turnover from Quentin Garnett. It's going to go to Mason Heiss. He'll dump this one forward as he's taken down. He'll also take down Quentin Garnett. Brokaw tries to flip this one out of the zone, and the referee says he did. It was a delayed offside. Shaker able to get possession there. He dumped this one down. No icing here. Shaker going to take a couple changes, however. Here it's going to be Kiltz, Lenahan, Moore. That second line of forwards on defense, Cole, Richard, and Garnett, stay out as the first line of defense. 11.5 left to go here in the first. Joey Moore along the boards. That time he was battling number 20 to no avail. 20 tried to clear it out. Oh, Joey Moore will pick it back up at the point. Keep it in. Cole Richard, Joey Moore with great effort to keep it in. Eventually, however, it's just not going to work out. Here's Aiden Makito looking to center it himself. Nothing doing. Joey Moore sends this one up to Cole Richard. Richard's got a man cross ice. He doesn't pass it over. Kiltz slamming his stick on the ice in a bit of frustration, you can see. However, That's not going to change the outcome of that play. Kilt's going to dump this one down. He'll hop off for a change. Lenahan remains out there. Ian Hunter coming onto the ice. Aiden Salmon joining. That means Arth will probably join as well to make up that third line of forwards. This time it's going to be with number 25, Sebastian Fitzgerald. He won the All-Academic Award for the GLHL for the Gilmour team. Each school gets one all-academic player. For Shaker, it was Jonathan Kalergis there, a save from the point, another save, and Nico Daenerys keeps this a one-goal game. 10:25 left to go here in the first. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here covering this semifinal Cleveland Cup game. Arth taking his face-off up against Fitzgerald. And Ian Hunter swoops in off of the tie-up, and he'll flip this one out. Good work from number 2 of your Red Raiders. Gilmour does take it back. They'll dump this one up to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald moving around Aiden Salmon, taking the shot. Good save, Nico Daenerys. He keeps this one within striking distance. Back to the point, this time for number 4. A weak shot from Lippold. It'll go right to the stick of Arth. Arth sends it cross ice. Hunter off the boards. We'll dump this one forwards. This is going to be an icing. He was behind the red line of center ice. And so that'll make it an icing on the Red Raiders. 9:52 left to go here in the first. 1-0 remains your score. Thank you very much for tuning in. Here we are in Strongsville, Ohio. And if the score remains where it is, if the outcome remains where it is, Gilmour Academy will be facing off against University School in those GLHL Cleveland Cup finals. That first line of forwards is back out. Here we're going to get a whistle blown for a hand pass. But Brokaw, Mayhew, Gerber, that first line of forwards, first line of defense also out. Head coach Matt Bartley more than likely put them out together to try and get some sort of spark, as this Red Raider team is down by 1. 9:40 remaining in this first period of play. Behind the net, it's Bowden up against Gerber. Gerber's going to take it for himself, wrap it back around the boards. There, a centering feed. Now to Cole Richard. He'll take the shot, and that went wide and hit off of number 20 of the men of white and blue. Gerber wraps this one back around. Brokaw evades a body check. Good move by number 13. Looking for the centering feed. Nothing doing. He'll wrap it around. Quentin Garnett. Garnett wraps it back around. Looks like we might have a delayed penalty on Gilmour Academy. Nico Daenerys to the bench. Brokaw can't stick with the puck. It's going to be number 15, Colton Fairchild, touching up, and your Red Raiders will be going on a 2-minute power play. Shaker Heights with only a singular shot. We'll see if they can capitalize here, maybe get a couple more shots to their total at least. 9:08 left to go here in the first period. Kiltz is out to take this face-off to begin the 5-on-4 man advantage. And he will lose the face-off. Gilmour dumps this one down with the help of Blake Baskin. It'll go right to Nico Daenerys. He'll leave this one over to Jonathan Kalergis. Kalergis to Richard. He'll hold it behind the net of Daenerys. Now Richard off the boards to the freshman Arth. He'll bank it off the boards right to himself, evading a body check. He can't evade that one, though. He'll just let this one glide into the corner for Ian Hunter to take. Back over to Kiltz. Kiltz has a man at the point. Instead, he'll try to do it himself. He'll take the shot. A good save that time from Piercy. Back to Kiltz at the blue line. He'll rip another shot. Looking for the tip out in front was Ian Hunter. That's how he scored last time against Gilmour Academy. Now we get a whistle blown. Not exactly sure why, but that time it was might have hit the netting, over top of the glass. So out of bounds is the verdict. 1:23 left to go here on number 20's penalty for Gilmour Academy. Gerber taking this face-off. To his left, it's Moore. To his right, it's Lenahan. Behind him, Brokaw and Garnett. However, Gilmour going to skate this one out immediately with Colton Fairchild. Here's a good shorthanded chance. Good poke from Will Brokaw. That ends the threat before it can get into the danger zone of Nico Daenerys' crease. Quentin Garnett skating this one up. He's going to take it into the zone all by himself. He'll leave it to Sammy Gerber behind the net to pick it up. He cannot do so. Can Gilmour clear it? Indeed they can. Back to Nico Daenerys. He'll exit his crease to play the puck behind the net. He'll leave it to Joey Moore. Moore, cross ice, Brokaw is just going to skate this one up the right wing. Why not? It's open. Now he'll drop it back. Garnett was looking for Sammy Gerber as he was entering into the slot. Kept in by Joey Moore. And now here's a good shorthanded chance developing a 2-on-1. It's Mason Heiss. He'll drop this one back to Valenti. Valenti! What a save from Nico Daenerys! The left leg save! And even though it was a shorthanded chance, that's some sort of way to get the Red Raiders momentum. It might not be ideal, but there you go. Will Brokaw working behind the net of number 1, Colton Piercy. Braden White with a shot, a good save from Piercy. And this is going to end up out of the bench. Out of play and into the bench. 7:09 left to go here in the first. 1-0 remains your score. Gilmour on top. The face-off will be in the Red Raider O zone. 1 second left to go of penalty time. Ian Hunter can't win the face-off, but eventually with a second effort from Arth, Shaker will get it in their possession. Now can they continue to set up even strength? Ryan Kilt works to get this over to Hunter. Hunter was trying to get it back to Kilt, and eventually they do just that. To Hunter on the centering pass. He'll whiff on the shot. This will escape the zone. Here's number 22, Kunin, the Russian kid. But he'll dump this one into the corner. Kalergis, the first man there. Now up to the point. Number 4, Lippold, can't do much with it. He'll try to wrap this one back around the boards, that time for number 21. Nothing doing. 21, the lone goal scorer here for the men of blue and white. Unfortunately for him, couldn't do much damage there. Here's Fitzgerald in the center zone. Now to Cunnin. Cunnin works around Cole. Richard takes the shot, but a good save. Nico Daenerys. This one remains 1-0. 6:21 left to go here in the first period. Thank you very, very much for joining us here from the Brunswick Auto Mart Arena. My name is Vaughn Ullum. Taking this face-off here is going to be Aiden Makito. He is up against Connor Mayhew for the draw. And Makito tied up off the face-off up against Sammy Gerber. He'll take Gerber down. There is no call. There's just some playing the puck incidental contact. 6:10 left to go here in the first. Quentin Garnett dumps this one forward. It's out of reach of Brokaw. All the way down the ice we go, but they wave this one off. No icing is the verdict. 6 minutes left to go. There, bad turnover. Brokaw looking for an offensive chance of his own. Working it to the front of the net. Will he bury it? Oh my goodness, what a play from Brokaw. He'll bury that one home and make it a 1-1 game. Holy moly, Will Brokaw. What a play. 5:53 left to go in the first. We are tied 1 apiece. Will Brokaw with a move of his own, a created turnover in the O-zone, and he'll work it to the front of the net all by himself while evading a defenseman. And somehow he took it post to post, buried it right past Colton Piercy. We're tied up. 1-1 is your score. Lenahan taking the face-off. To his right, it's Kiltz. To his left, it's Mayhew. Behind him, Richard and Garnett. So a bit of a mix-up here of forward lines. Mayhew typically on that first line. Lenahan and Kiltz typically on that second line. We'll see what they can do here. Up to the point we go. Cole Richard falls down on his rear, and we're on the other side of the ice. Valenti looking for the pass. He'll get it. What a save! Nico Daenerys once again. What a great first period of ice hockey. What is happening? 5:53. It's been 5:53 for the last however long now. The clock isn't running. And so the clock hasn't been running for a long time now. So we'll let you know how the clock is going. 1-1 is your score. Out to the front. Valenti, centering feed. That goes nowhere. Mayhew has it now. The clock is now running. The referees will probably take some off as well. There, Lippold tries to lay out Mayhew. Mayhew stays upright along the boards. 5:35 left to go here in the first. Braden White sends this one up off the stick. That time of Bowden. Up to Cunnin. Cunnin off the boards will find Lenahan. He'll take a shot. Will that sneak through? No. A good save that time from Colton Piercy with the left leg. He'll keep it a 1-1 score, and he'll hang on in that position as we get the whistle. And We will get an upcoming face-off. 1-1 your score, 5:24 left to go in this first period of the GLHL Cleveland Cup semifinal. Now the referee talking to the referee. They are manually taking 1 second off over and over again, so we'll wait till they get to their desired result. They'll hold it off. We're now down to 5:10. We'll see how long it keeps going. 5:05 left to go here in the first. Puck is dropped. We'll go over to Blake Baskin off the face-off. He'll dump this one forward to Cunnin. Sebastian Fitzgerald and number 21. This is the set of three that scored first in this game. Under 5 minutes left to go here in the first. Now it's going to be with Arth. The freshman sent it cross ice. It'll go off the stick of Juan, so icing is waved off. Now we will go to number 8. That's Nico Rios, another Shaker kid. And their shot off the whistle. It'll be blocked by Arth. Doesn't exactly matter as it was blown dead. We will get the face-off outside the zone. The offsides was the call. So a lot of craziness early in this game. A goal per team. 4:34 left to go in the first. Face-off taken over by the men of white and blue. Will go around the boards. Garnett will hold it behind the net. Now send it up to Joey Moore. He'll try to poke it out of the zone. He can initially. Now the puck stuck between the legs of the referee. Joey Moore laying out a man along the blue line. Now up to Will Brokaw. He created that goal the first time around. Works around one defenseman, but now he'll regret his decision as he's just going to send this one back to the point as he couldn't keep the puck with him. And eventually Gilmour will clear the zone. Now we'll go to the captain, Quentin Garnett. And now a bad turnover in front of the crease. But Nico Daenerys all over it. The defenseman helped out as well. Shaker trying to dump this one forward. They cannot just yet. Now Joey Moore dumps it forward. Colton Piercy exits his crease to play it over to Lippold. Lippold will skate it out of the zone all by his lonesome. Eventually the Raiders will catch up to him. Here it's Gerber to Brokaw. Brokaw taken down. Trying to send it forward. That's not going to work out. For the moment, the forwards are Mayhew, Gerber, Brokaw, all those first line. Now Brokaw sends this one way high, and it will end up in front of Connor Mayhew. However, he was looking behind him. So Gilmour gets a chance forward. There will Brokaw taking down Nico Rios in the center zone. There a good centering feed. Could not find Mason Heiss out in the slot. Shaker just wanting to dump this one down, getting a couple changes. Braden White will hop off. Brokaw can't do so just yet. Lenahan is out with Mayhew and Brokaw. The defensive pairing, Richard and Kalergis for the moment. Gilmour with a solid amount of momentum. Here's a post-to-post pass, but Valenti couldn't rip a shot away. Now we'll wrap this one around the boards. Ryan Kiltz up against the other number 14. Now out in front of the crease, in front of Nico Daenerys. He will make the save. No rebound chance was given up another time. He will keep this a tied game. 1-1 your score. 2:37 left to go in this first period. Woo! This is some good old GLHL rivalry hockey if you ever needed some. Cole Richard sends this up. Mayhew to Kiltz. Kiltz can't split the defenseman, so he's just going to dump this one forward and behind the net of Colton Piercy. Ryan Kiltz up against Lippold. 4 against 4. And the 4 of Gilmour Academy is going to win and clear the zone. Garnett dumps it right back where it came from. The Red Raiders touch up in the neutral zone to avoid an offsides. There, Lenahan blocking that clearing attempt from Blake Baskin. And into the corner now, we're back to Lenahan. Lenahan turns this one over to Cunnin. Cunnin off the boards to 21 to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald taken down along the Red Raider bench. Shaker takes it back, dumps it down, but it won't get to that Gilmour zone. Now Gilmour dumps this one into the netting and out of play, that time courtesy of Blake Baskin. And so, 1:51 left to go in period number 1. 1-1 is your score. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call of the semifinal Cleveland Cup game. Gerber takes it off the face-off and immediately dumps it forward. Gilmour takes it, clears it. That time courtesy of Carson Bowden. And that'll go all the way down the ice. So with that, we'll get an icing on the men of white and blue. Currently on defense, it's actually Jonathan Kalergis and Ian Hunter. Ian Hunter acting more as a forward these past, or more so in the second half of the season. There, a shot from Brokaw goes wide to the left side, but Ian Hunter can act as a defenseman as well. We've seen it a great many times earlier in the season as well. So whatever you need him for, he can do it. Here's number 17 behind the net. Jonathan Kaler just holds him up, but he'll get rid of it anyway. Now a centering feed over to Aiden Makito. He can't take a shot. Now Joey Moore. Joey Moore to the opposite boards. Finds Will Brokaw. Brokaw cross ice. Looking to go back to Joey Moore. He can't pick it up cleanly. Nico Rios, the Shaker kid, dumps this one down. Nico Daenerys with a good save as that dump in was on net, and now we are down to our final minute of this first period. That pass to Will Brokaw will get past him. We will get the icing on your Red Raiders with exactly 57 seconds left to go in the first. Thank you very much for joining us here from the Brunswick Auto Mart Arena. Your score 1-1. We are dead even. And unless either team can get a goal within the next 57 seconds, it's going to be that way entering into the second frame. Mayhew taking this face off. He's out with the first line of forwards, or actually, excuse me, he's out with Ryan Lenahan and Ryan Kiltz. Gilmour wraps this one around the boards. He'll find Cole Richard. Richard will dump this one out of his zone, and eventually it'll escape all the way to the Gilmour zone past the neutral. Ryan Lenahan up against number 20. In the corner of the Gilmour zone. Now here's a 2-on-1 developing. Cole Richard doesn't have the speed. It'll become a 1-on-0, and burying it is going to be number 15, Colton Fairchild. Cole Richard just didn't have the speed there to keep up with Colton Fairchild. Fairchild said, hey, if I can outrace him, I'll keep it myself. He did just that, and he buried it into the top right corner, beating Nico Daenerys' glove side. So with that, 28.3 seconds left to go here in the first period of play. 2-1 is now your score. Gilmour takes their one-goal lead back. Fairchild remains out there. Arth, Brokaw, Juan. That's the forward line. On defense, Kalergis and Ian Hunter, the pairing of assistant captains. Less than 20 seconds left to go. Will this clear the zone? Indeed it will. Back to Colton Fairchild. This time he can't evade a defenseman. Fairchild holds it, however, this time as he'll get the turnover along the blue line. Can't make anything happen with it. It'll go to Brokaw. Brokaw just going to play a bit of keep away. Can't do it effectively, but the pass from Colton Fairchild won't get to Blake Baskin in time for him to rip a shot. That is the end of period number 1. Thank you very much for tuning in. 2-1 is your score. After one, it seemed like we would go into that first intermission locked at 1-1 your score. Not the case. So Gilmour gets that goal late from Colton Fairchild. The goal before that came from number 21 for Shaker, the one man to strike. It's that guy again, Will Brokaw. We'll recap that first period when we come back from the intermission right before our call of the second period. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum. Shaker is losing this one by a score of 2-1 here in the Great Lakes Hockey League Cleveland Cup semifinal matchup. Thanks for joining. Hello, Shaker Ice Varsity hockey fans. Welcome back to the Brunswick Auto Mart Arena. Your Red Raiders are entering into the second frame of this good old GLHL rivalry ice hockey game. Now, before we get set for the second period, let's hit you with the stats of the first period. Shaker Heights lost face-offs and pretty much lost all categories. They lost to Gilmour Academy in face-offs 11-8, in shot attempts 19-7, which is of course more than doubling up, close to tripling them up in that statistic. And in shots on goal, once again almost tripling them up. It's 14-5 advantage Gilmour Academy. Now we were looking into going into that first intermission tied at 1-1. However, it was Colton Fairchild who got the tying goal late in the period, less than a minute left to go in that first frame. Shaker's goal came from Will Brokaw, number 13. The very first goal of the game for Gilmour Academy was number 21. Now, your Red Raiders are, of course, entering into this period down 2-1. We'll see if they can bounce back. Last game against Gilmour Academy, they won 2-1 in Gilmour Academy. So let's see what kind of momentum they can bring out of the locker room here in this second period. Now they had an underdog mentality entering into the game. Now even more so, as here we are, down by one, entering into the second. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call. Let's send you down to ice level. Thank you very much for tuning in. Taking the face-off here is going to be Arth, the freshman for the Red Raiders. Around the boards we go. It'll go to Valenti, and there's a bad turnover that time from Colton Fairchild. Luckily for your Red Raiders, they will clear it out with the help of the defenseman out in front of the crease. Now out in front of the slot. Nothing doing. Quentin Garnett with a shot. A kick save. Second chance. Sammy Gilmour with the shot. Nothing doing. Brokaw. Another save. Brokaw second chance. Oh my goodness. Nothing doing early in the period for Shaker. Now we're back in the slot, but Gilmour's going to clear it out this time, and everyone take a breather. 14-16 left to go in the second. The scoreboard may still say the first period. Don't you worry. Here we are for the second. Connor Mayhew taking this face-off up against Aiden Makito. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum. Off the face-off, a shot, but it was tipped and high. Joey Moore with a chance, and it's sent away by a Gilmour defenseman in the crease. Now back to Ryan Lenahan. Lenahan sends that one to the net, and an easy stick save that time for Colton Piercy. We're not even a minute into the period. So already in the period, 6 shots for Shaker. We'll see if they can keep that up at this rate. My goodness, I'm not doing that math. They'll have a lot of shots. At this rate, they'll have about 90 shots in the period. 2-1 is your score. Shaker Heights losing by 1, but right now they're really holding on to the momentum. We'll see what they can do. Mayhew will lose this face-off. It'll go back to number 20, the defenseman, off the glass and out of the zone. Kalair just the first man to get there in Shaker territory. Off the boards to Joey Moore. It'll go right past him. And as that time Lipple tries to move forward. Ooh, good stick work that time from Ryan Lenahan. He'll eventually get it to Mayhew. Mayhew's stick work will not work to efficiency. Now Lenahan to the opposite point. It'll go to Kalair. He'll take a shot and a good save by Colton Piercy. He gave up a rebound, but no one able to get a secondary shot off. 13.5 left to go here in the second frame of the sport. 2-1 is your score. Gilmour on top. Taking this face off for Shaker is going to be the freshman, Colin Arth. He's up against Fitzgerald. Brokaw Takes it around the net. He's not able to bury it home. For the moment, it's Arth, it's Gerber, it's Brokaw. Gerber taken down to the ice. No tripping call that time. He'll work it back behind him to Brokaw. Brokaw centers it himself. He'll take the shot as he's taken down to the ice. We'll get a penalty there. Nico Daenerys heading to the bench. Shaker has control over it for a moment, but eventually it's going to be number 20 of Gilmour Academy touching up. Shaker Heights is going on the power play. This time it's going to be a tripping on number 4, Luke Lippold, and the junior defenseman will serve his time in the box for 2. 13:04 left to go here in the second. Shaker with an opportunity to tie this one up. Gerber taking the face-off. To the left, it's Moore. To the right, it's Lenahan. He'll send it to the right for Lenahan. He'll take the shot and a good kick save from Piercy into the corner. Mayhew to Lenahan. Lenahan to center to Moore. The backhand chance. Gerber with a second chance, and it'll be loose and back into that corner to the left side of Piercy. Now Lenahan looking to go post to post with that pass. He was looking for more. Moore keeps this one in, but a second chance. Can it clear? It can't. Good work, Joey Moore. Great hustle. Now Bowden trying to clear the zone. Brokaw keeps it in this time around. He'll work around number 21. Can they clear it this time? No, Gerber's back at the point. He'll take the shot. Secondary chance. Lenahan can't do it. Now Brokaw looking for the goal all by his lonesome. Now behind the net, taken down to the ice. Now Lenahan trying to center it. Bowden takes it. And Bowden to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald's going to skate this one up. He's up against Joey Moore and Quentin Garnett. He's just going to dump this one forward to get a couple Lancer changes. Can Shaker get a rush off of a bad change? They cannot, but Shaker's still on the rush. Here's Joey Moore taking it forward. He'll dump it back. Garnett with a shot and a good stick save. Sends it behind the net of Colton Piercy. Now back in front we go. Connor Mayhew centers this one over. Ian Hunter couldn't get anything off. And now it looks like we've got a penalty on Shaker Heights out in the slot. And my goodness, that was a tough penalty, and it looks like it's going to be Will Brokaw. So that'll make it a 4-on-4 ice hockey game for the next 44 seconds. Luke Lippold in the box for Gilmour. Will Brokaw in the box for Shaker Heights. 11:47 left to go here in the second. Taking the face off in the Red Raiders zone is going to be Colton Fairchild. For the men of white and blue, for the men of red and white, it's going to be the freshman Colin Arth. And Arth wins this one back. Fairchild, the first one to get there. He'll try a wraparound shot. Nothing doing. Now it'll be flipped up and over the net. Kalair, just the first man to get there. He'll leave it to the freshman Cole Richard. Richard all the way down the ice. He'll find Mayhew. It's a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Mayhew works around a defenseman. He's taken down to the ice. That should 100% be a penalty, but we don't get a call. 22 seconds left to go. Here's Colton Fairchild. He'll work around Arth with efficiency. Now the other defenseman. He'll take it post to post and he'll bury it. And holy cow, that is a killer. Shocked that that wasn't a penalty on the other side of the ice. Gilmour takes it and scores on their O-zone. There you go. First shot of the period for Gilmour Academy right there. And they make it a 3-1 game. 11:17 left to go here in the second. We've still got 4-on-4. Off the face-off here, it's going to be number 7, Aiden Makito. Makito to the point that time for Nico Rios, but the Shaker Heights kid couldn't bury it home there, looking for the centering feed. Makito couldn't get the much-desired tip. Now, Bowden takes the shot. Now Gilmour's on the power play. That shot goes wide. Sebastian Fitzgerald now has it at the point. He'll go post to post. Number 19 with the shot and a good save. Nico Daenerys. Ryan Lenahan has it into the corner. He'll dump this one all the way up to Sammy Gerber. He'll kick it on to his stick. And here's a good rush. And oh my goodness. Rough look that time for the senior captain. He'll dump this one all the way up and into the netting. And out of play on the shot. This face-off is going to be taken by Ryan Kiltz. Kiltz to the point. Kalair just wraps it around the boards. He'll find Joey Moore. And Shaker just playing a bit of keep away there just to kill a little bit of clock until Gilmour takes it back. And inevitably now they are going to start their rush. Here it's Colton Fairchild. He got that goal to end the second. Now Baskin works it back to Fairchild. And a bad pass goes awry. Gilmour dumps it all the way back into their own zone. 10-10 left to go here in the second. 20 seconds left to go on Brokaw's penalty. Here it's Heiss. Heiss goes cross ice. We'll find Valenti. Valenti with a centering feed. That'll go to the opposite boards. Heiss picks it up off the bounce. And Valenti holds it back to Heiss. He'll take the shot and a good kick save. Now over to Kiltz. Kiltz will dump this one down the ice. That'll kill the remainder of their penalty. Brokaw out of the box. He'll be joined by Arth and Kiltz on defense. Garnett and Kalergis. Gilmour setting up for a rush of their own. This will go all the way down the ice. If anything, it would have hit the stick of Sebastian Fitzgerald. It would have been a high sticking. But it'll just go down the ice. We'll get the icing call. 9.5 minutes left to go here in the second. 3-1 is your score. Gilmour now on top. The freshman, Colin Arth, taking the face-off to the right side. It's Sammy Gerber to the left side. It's Will Brokaw. Bowden takes it off the corner boards. And is he just going to try and do this all himself? He can, as Arth gets the turnover over to Gerber. Good team effort that time. But now another chance to clear for Gilmour Academy, and this time they will do so. It'll be up to number 17, skating it from the right wing to the left wing. AJ LaCroix takes the shot, and a good kick save. LaCroix back with it into the corner. He'll center this one over to Makito. Makito off the boards, back to LaCroix. Now Makito will get it to number 17, Quentin Garnett of your Red Raiders. Off the boards, 19 takes the shot, kick save, and eventually Nico Daenerys is going to cover this one up for the face-off. That shot from Paul Dean, the senior. One of those shaker kids on this Gilmour team. 8:53 left to go here in the second. The forward line this time around is going to be Kiltz, Mayhew, Lenahan. On defense, Hunter and Kalergis. Lenahan taking the draw. This time he is up against number 21. Shot off the draw as number 21 won it. But Gilmour's shot goes wide. Now up to Kiltz. Kiltz can't move it forward. Gilmour will take it in the neutral zone, turn it right over to Shaker. Now it's Kiltz back on the rush. It's right off his stick. 8:35 left to go here in the second. Number 20 off the glass, clears it all the way down the ice. We will get the hand raise and the whistle and the icing call. Face off all the way back down in the zone of those Lancers of Gilmour Academy. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum. Shaker having a lot more pressure in the period, however, hasn't really shown up on the board much. They still are down, now by 2. Here's a shot and a good save off the face-off. Now we're going to look at our last lines. We're going to get Lowell Rich, Sebi Juan, and Aiden Salmon out. On defense, it'll remain Ian Hunter, Jonathan Kalergis. Behind the net, it's going to be Salmon battling up against Lippold. Lippold had that penalty a couple minutes ago for the Lancers. Now it's going to be Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald taking it up the right wing. Now working around Ian Hunter. Ian Hunter says no thank you. He plays the man, not the puck. Lowell Rich will take it as the puck glides away from him. Now Juan. Juan's going to take this one in on a second effort, dump it in. Good second effort from the freshman. Now behind the net, it's going to be Baskin. Baskin into the corner, this time for number 22, Cunnin, the Russian kid fighting with Fitzgerald for puck possession up against the Shaker kid, Will Brokaw, and now Lowell Rich. Back in the Gilmour zone. For the moment, the forwards are Sebi Juan, Arth, and Brokaw. Braden White back in his own zone. He'll trip at first, but he'll recover and work his way to a pass up the zone. It's intercepted. Valenti taking it up the left wing. Works around Braden White, but eventually Brokaw flies in as well and will pick it up. That time for Quentin Garnett, nothing doing. Center feed. Mason Heiss's shot is tipped in. It goes wide. Less than 7 minutes left to go here in the second. Here's a delayed offsides on Gilmour. Shaker going to get it in their own zone. Quentin Garnett skating it up. And he'll take it up the left wing. Centering feed goes nowhere. Arth is going to pick it off the corner boards. Quentin Garnett once again another centering feed. No one's home. 6:40 left to go here in the second. This time it's Mason Ice. Does he have Colton Fairchild on the pass for the center? He does not. And it's wide and out of his reach. Now Will Brokaw centers this one over to Arth. Can Arth get there first? Not exactly. He's taken down to the ice. Now once again, bit of a cross check, no call. Along the boards, Kalergis and Arth. Now to Arth. Arth can't take it across the blue line. No offsides is the call. Sammy Gerber takes the shot. It'll go wide to the right side. Brokaw remains out there with Arth and Gerber. Now Mayhew's going to hop on as well there. Bad turnover from Brokaw. But taking him down to the ice is going to be number 10, George Valenti. The Gilmour fans hoping for a penalty. The referees don't exactly agree. 5:50 left to go here in the second. Around the boards we go. This time it's going to be to LaCroix, but it'll go right past him. Kalergis is going to pick it up on his stick. Along the boards, poking this one forward. Sammy Gerber. Mayhew is now going to be out with Lunahan and Moore, but this one is poked up and into the netting, out of play. 5:36 left to go here in the second. 3-1 is your score. The Lancers, they got that bye for a reason, didn't they? Here they are up by 2. U.S. got their bye for the quarterfinals because they were number 1 seeded. Gilmour got theirs because they were number 2 seeded. Here's a shot from Quentin Garnett. However, a good save sends it wide. Back along the boards. He's held up. No call. Aiden Makito, the man to hold him. Now over to Mayhew. Mayhew looked for a centering feed. No one was home to take it except for a stick of blue and white. This one will go cross ice. Good pass. Now 24 takes a shot and a good save. A second chance, that time for LaCroix. The original shot from Max Ritt, number 24. Now Moore sends this one up. And now it looks like we have got a penalty this time around. This is going to be on Max Ritt for a good old cross-checking. 5:02 left to go in the second. Shaker with an opportunity to cut this deficit down to 1. We'll see if they can do just that. Kilt's taking the face-off to start. To his left, it's going to be Hunter. To his right, it's going to be Kalergis. Behind him, Arth and Richard. Shaker Heights coach is talking things over with the referee Christoph. And now the puck is dropped. We are underway here. Up to the point, Cole Richard. Richard back to Kalergis. Kalergis in the corner, looking for a centering feed. He's got nothing open. He'll take it behind the net to the opposite corner and eventually to Arth at the opposite point from where Richard stood. He'll go point to point. Back to Richard. We will go all the way around the zone. Now over, Kalergis. Kalergis back up to the point. Can Cole Richard keep it in? Yes, he can. Good effort from number 23. Now into the corner. Can Kalergis keep it there? Yes, he can. Hunter will get there in support. He'll take a man down, Nico Rios. No call on the play. Ian Hunter now has it along the boards. Off the backhand, he'll wrap it around. Will Kiltz be the first man to get there? He will be. He'll wrap it back around. Ian Hunter now a shot this time, and that goes wide. It was tipped out in front of the shooting lane. That time another centering feed goes wide. And to the opposite boards, a 2-on-1 developing for Gilmour the other way. It's Colton Fairchild over with Cunnin. The centering feed to Cunnin. Great save, Nico Daenerys on the glove side. 4:06 left to go in the second frame. Shaker had a great save. Shouldn't have exactly had that save, but sometimes just doesn't work out offensively. The other team will take it the other way. That's exactly what happened there on the 2-on-1. Cunnin, the Russian kid, could not bury it home. Here we'll go back to Quentin Garnett. Garnett over to Sammy Gerber, captain to captain we go. Now to Joey Moore. Moore will leave it to Brokaw. This is a play they've designed a great many times this year. Now to Sammy Gerber on the centering feed. Kick save on the right leg. And Gilmour clears it. It almost worked to perfection right there. Unfortunately for them, it does not. Brokaw holds it behind the net of Nico Daenerys. Now this time he'll skate this one forward. He'll leave it to Garnett. Garnett up to Sammy Gerber. Off the boards, he'll play it. Gerber looking for a centering feed. He's got nothing open. Maybe he'll just center himself. He will and take the shot. Now he'll lose it behind him. Can Gilmour clear it? No, it's kept it at the point for Quentin Garnett. Garnett to Moore. Moore takes the shot, and a good chest save from Colton Piercy. 20 seconds left to go on Max Ritz penalty. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Von Ullum here from the Brunswick Auto Mart Arena. 3:22 left to go in the second. Shaker down by 2 goals. We'll see if they can change that in the next 20 seconds of power play. Gerber taking the face-off. However, he'll lose this one back to Blake Baskin of Gilmour Academy. He'll hold it along the boards. It's a 2v1 for puck possession. 2 Red Raiders, 1 Lancer, and the Lancers are actually going to come out with this one. But can Quentin Garnett keep it inside at the point? Yes, he can. Now to Brokaw. Brokaw can't center on himself. He's under pressure by Blake Baskin. Now a centering feed. Gilmour pokes it away. We're back to even strength. Quentin Garnett to Lenahan. It'll go right by him. Blake Baskin's there first for the Lancers, and once again, he'll do exactly what he did and hold it along those boards. Now 2 men taken down, Sammy Gerber and Blake Baskin. Now it's Gilmour taking it up. Fitzgerald. This time, number 21, he was the first goal scorer of the game. That shot goes wide to the left. Cunnin, the man to pick it up. It's that line again of 21, 22, 25 of forwards of this Lancer team. 2.5 left to go in this second frame. Ian Hunter dumps this one forward to Lenahan. It's right by his stick. Back to Gilmour. Gilmour right back to Shaker. Here's Lenahan and Mayhew on a 2-on-2 rush. He'll leave it to Mayhew. Mayhew can't pick it up cleanly off his stick. It'll be right out in front of him. 2:10 left to go in the second. Gilmour's clearing attempt fails. Cole Richard pokes this one to Lenahan in the corner to Giltz to center it, and that shot goes wide. Couldn't get a good shot away in the slot. Ian Hunter will try to wrap this one back around. Mayhew's up against Bowden this time around. And Bowden seems like he's going to win this battle. Off the boards, tries to clear it. Ian Hunter keeps it in. Now Mayhew. Mayhew centers this one over to Lenahan. He can bury it through. 100 seconds left to go here in the second. In the corner, it'll glide right by Mayhew. Bowden tries to clear it away to Cunnin. Cunnin dumped this one down the ice. He was looking to Fitzgerald. It's right by his stick. Icing will be the call with 90 seconds left to go here in this second frame of GLHL semifinal ice hockey. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Von Ullum. Sammy Gerber to take this face off. This time he'll be up against Colton Fairchild. And it'll be Fairchild winning this one over to Mason Heiss. Heiss will skate it up the right wing, eventually pass it for a center to George Valenti. That's not going to work. Shaker dumps this one down. We're going to get almost an immediate icing 10 seconds after that face-off. So now only 1:20 left to go here in the second. Of course, 2-goal deficit remains intact for this Gilmour team. Shaker's played a much better period than their last period. However, just not able to bury anything home. They've had a lot more momentum. Here's Colton Fairchild off the face-off. And he can't bury it through Nico Daenerys. Good try, though. He was looking for a little flair on that goal. Sammy Gerber will take it from along the boards to Joey Moore. Joey Moore evading 2 Lancers and eventually finding Will Brokaw. Brokaw up against 1 man, number 20. He'll get it past him, looking for the rebound on his own shot. He can't find it and bury it. A good save, Colton Piercy. 57 seconds left to go in the second period. The first line of forwards will come out. That's Mayhew, that's Gerber, that's Brokaw. On defense, Quentin Garnett and Jonathan Kalergis. Gerber up against Fairchild once more for the face-off. This time Shaker's going to win it. There, a blast from Quentin Garnett from the point. And a stand-up save from Colton Piercy. Only 5 seconds off the board that time. 52 seconds left to go in the second. Holy cow. Face-off taken once again. Gilmour tries to clear it off the draw. Nothing doing. Quentin Garnett keeps it in with some good skate work. Quentin Garnett tries to get it up to Mayhew along the boards, and this time he'll just take a weak shot, trying to keep it in the zone, but it'll go right to a Lancer. Here's a delayed offsides. Will Brokaw going to touch up in the neutral zone, and he'll keep this one in with a late hit from Brokaw, no call. Here's a shot by Mayhew, and a great shot it is! There we go, Mayhew with a goal! A late goal to get the Red Raiders some momentum heading into the locker room. That'll make it a 3-2 game. Mayhew amping up the crowd a little bit as well with the celly. 26 seconds to go in the second period. 3-2 your score. And once again, is Shaker winning? Not just yet, but that's some momentum they can carry with them into the locker room of the second intermission. Maybe they can get some more. We'll see. Here's Arth out with Gerber. Arth couldn't dump it in efficiently. It'll hit off a mask of a Lancer. And Arth tries to move this one forward. And eventually he will. Fitzgerald has it on a stick. Can he clear it out? Not yet. Here it's Gerber. Gerber with a shot. And a good kick save. Killer just keeps it in. He'll wrap it around the boards. Only 2 seconds left to go. This will take us to the end of the second period of play. Well, a good late goal from Shaker will tie this one back up at will send this back to a 1-goal deficit. And so the Zamboni will make its rounds. That'll take us to the second intermission. Shaker down by 1. That late goal means a lot. They would have been down by 2 heading into that second period if it wasn't for Mayhew's lovely snipe. Not a lot of elevation on it, but he was able to beat Colton Piercy, send it into the back of the net, and that's what really matters. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum. We will recap that second period and a little bit of that first period of ice hockey for you right after we come out of this intermission while both teams are making their warm-ups for the third. And of course, I'll be back with the call of the third period. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum. 3-2 is your score. Gilmour is on top here in the semifinal Cleveland Cup game. Hello, Shaker Heights Varsity hockey fans. Thank you very much for tuning in here to the semifinal Cleveland Cup contest between your Red Raiders getting warmed up behind me for the third period and those Lancers of Gilmour Academy. We are here for the semifinal contest to see who can get the better of the opposite team here on even ice. The Red Raiders won in Gilmour territory. Gilmour won in Shaker territory. Here we are. The series is split 1-1. We'll see what the Red Raiders can do. They lost face-offs last period 10-9. They're losing 21-17 in the game. For the sake of shots, attempted 31-27 advantage. Gilmour Academy shots on goal 22-22. Dead even. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call of the game. Last period, Shaker got 17 shots on goal. The first period, Shaker was only able to muster up 5. However, a goal per period. We'll see what the Red Raiders can do. Maybe they can take it into overtime. Maybe that's what is in the stars for this game. Gilmour's going to win the face-off back to Carson Bowden and eventually get it up to Valenti. Valenti can't clear it out. Will Brokaw trying to fish it out from the scrum. Now to Gerber. He took the shot. It was a bit too elevated, and we are now behind the net. We'll go back to Colin Arth. Arth to Brokaw. Brokaw held up this time by Colton Fairchild. Back to Brokaw. He'll take the shot, and you could hear that pad sound all throughout the rink as that kick save was made. Now Gerber behind the net. He'll hold it. He's pressured by Bowden. He'll leave it to Brokaw this time. Brokaw working around number 14, Bowden once more. And Cole Richard wraps it around the boards from the point to get it back to the centering feed of Will Brokaw, but nothing doing there. Now here's a one-on-one. Colton Fairchild up against the freshman defenseman, and that time Richard just going to bump him off the play. That is the right idea. You're not going to beat him on stick handling, so you are going to beat him with the body. That is how you do it. Good old ice hockey right there. There along the blue line of the Gilmour zone, it looks as though the puck might have went up and into the benches. So we are going to get a face-off at the red line of center ice. 13:53 left to go here in the third. Shaker down by 1. 3-2 is your score. Connor Mayhew to take the face-off to the left. It's Lenahan to the right. It's Moore on defense. It's going to be Kalergis and White. Along the glass, this one's flipped up by Sebastian Fitzgerald. Braden White, the first man to get there behind the net of Nico Daenerys and get it to his co-defenseman, Jonathan Kalergis. He'll find Lenahan. Lenahan can't fish it out of the corner. Instead, Fitzgerald will get the job done. The captain will work it to Cunnin. The Russian kid is eventually bumped off the play by the big man, Braden White. Mayhew tries to dangle around one of those Lancer forwards. He's not able to do just that. Now Braden White up to Lenahan. Lenahan bumped off the play, but he will clear the zone over to number 21. 21 along the boards. We'll dump it right back in where it came from as the Lancers get a couple needed changes. Kalergis back to White. Shaker could use a couple changes of their own. They've been in their zone under pressure for a while, and now here they will get a couple of those changes. Lenahan remains out. Sebi Juan is now in as a forward. Kilt's in as well. Kiltz keeps it onside for a moment. But here, it's going to be number 19 skating it out, taking the shot, but that shot was blocked by Cole Richard. Number 19, Paul Dean on the attempt. Now there, Max Ritt, he's got a penalty in this game. Tried to center it back to Dean, but he couldn't get it to go. There were too many Red Raider bodies in the way. Garnett wraps this one around. He'll find Cole Richard, his co-defenseman. Now a centering feed to Max Ritt, and he couldn't get a good shot away. He'll go for the centering feed. It'll end up hitting the pad of Nico Daenerys. And now here's a rush the other way. Here it's Ryan Kiltz. Can he work around the defenseman? He cannot. Nico Rios, the Shaker kid, bumps him off. Nico Rios, one of 2 players from Shaker on this Gilmour Academy team. It's Nico Rios, and it's that Paul Dean kid mentioned just moments ago. Around the boards, Cole Richard will pick it up, send it to Jonathan Kalergis. Kalergis off the boards to Aiden Salmon. Salmon still looking for his first varsity goal of the season. He will dump this one forward off the boards. Ryan Kiltz out there with Juan to make up that Salmon third line. On defense, it will be Hunter and it will be Kalergis. Valenti behind the net. Hangs onto it, skates around a little bit in his own zone. Now we'll dump it down the ice. Now some contact between Ian Hunter and Mason Heiss. No call was made as Hunter pancakes Mason Heiss. And that could have been a penalty shot if the referees had determined it as such. Luckily, no call was given whatsoever, and so 11:23 left to go in the third and final period. 3-2 is your score. Gilmour still is on top. Taking this face-off is going to be Gilmour. Their shot will be tipped and it'll go wide. Will Brokaw will take it along the boards, send it cross ice. He'll find Mayhew. Mayhew flips this one over to Quentin Garnett. He'll try the shot, trying to get a bit of elevation over the shoulder of Colton Piercy. Instead, the save is made. In the corner, Garnett struggles to stick with it. He'll try to work it back to the point for Brokaw. No can do. There's Gilmour Lancer in the lane who clears it out to the neutral zone. Now it's Colton Fairchild. He is dangerous for this Lancer squad. Off the glass, he'll send it back to the neutral zone as Lancers will go ahead and get a couple of changes themselves. Gerber, Brokaw, Mayhew, that forward line. On defense, Kalergis and Richard. Here's Valenti working around Kalergis, centering feed. That's going to go to absolutely no one. There's no one out on the rush with him on the Lancer attack. 10.5 left to go here in the third. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum. 3-2 is your score. Gilmour is leading. Brokaw holds it at along the boards, to the right side of Nico Daenerys. He'll send it to Ian Hunter. Ian Hunter's pass goes awry, and we will get the icing. $10:13 left to go here in the third and final period. Face-off will be to the left side of Nico Daenerys. It'll be to our right side. Lenahan to take the face-off. He's up against Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald wins this one back to 21. He'll take the shot, and it'll be tipped wide. Cole Richard fighting to get it back on his stick. He will do just that. Send it to the senior captain and his co-defenseman, Quentin Garnett. He tried to clear it out. Blake Baskin keeps it in. Now worked over to Cole Richard. Richard taking it up the right wing. He's working along Blake Baskin. He tried to dangle around Blake Baskin. Baskin says no thank you. And into the corner we go. 2 Raiders, 2 Lancers. Can Kiltz get there to keep it in the zone? He cannot. He'll pass it right to number 21. Number 21 has a goal already in this game. He'll take the shot. And a good stick save. Nico Daenerys to Joey Moore. At the point, he can't clear it out. Kept in by Gilmour. 9.5 left to go in the third. Shaker down by 1. Around the boards we go. Lenahan will pick this one up. He'll skate it up the right wing. And now he'll just dump it into the opposite corner. Sebi Juan, the first man to get there. He'll flip this off the glass. Try to take him down to the ice. Here's Nico Rios. And eventually he'll do just that. Now it's going to lie with Rios. Rios skating it up the left wing this time around. Near side your screen. Good poke check that time by Braden White. Nico Rios taken down to the ice. There's no call on the play. Sebi Juan holds it. He'll go all the way up to Ryan Lenahan. Lenahan on a good rush this time with Kiltz. He'll find Kiltz. Off his stick, it'll enter into the zone. Kiltz and Lenahan are both going to hop off for a change. Juan remains out on defense. It's White, and it is Kalergis. Juan sticking with it, perhaps getting his other forward players out off the bench, and they do just that. Braden White with the shot and a good kick save, a good stick save from Colton Piercy. Off the glass. If Max Ritt gets there first, it'll be a good rush. There, center and feed that time. He was looking for number 19, but nothing's working out on that rush. Here's Aiden Salmon fighting to move it into the slot. However, he was up against 2 Lancers. He can't get the job done there. A stick is broken that time from Sammy Gerber. He'll hop off to the bench, grab a replacement as Mayhew is his substitution. He'll flip this one in and on net. And Colton Piercy is going to let this one go. He will not opt for the face-off. Less than 8 minutes left to go here in the third and final period. He'll go to Will Brokaw. Brokaw working it all alone across the blue line. He's looking for his own chance. He'll take the shot. It's tipped by a stick of Gilmour, and up and into the netting it goes. We will get a face-off in the Red Raider O-zone with 7:48 left to go here in the third. Shaker leading the shots this period 4-1. We'll see. Can they finally bury one? Neither team has scored in this final frame. Mayhew up against Fairchild for the face-off. One of the referees blow this one dead. So we will get right back to it. Mayhew on the face-off, and he will win it back to Quentin Garnett. He'll wrap this one around the boards as he was under pressure. Can Brokaw win it back into the corner. He's up against Blake Baskin and Colton Fairchild, but joining him there is going to be Sammy Gerber. He got his stick replacement. Along the boards, he will win it. Tried to center it over to Garnett. It was moving into the slot, but now it's a good rush the other way. Valenti working around Brokaw, nothing doing. Cole Richard was there as well. Good work by number 13 and number 23. 7:15 left to go in the third. We work this up to the point. It's Bowden taking the shot, and that was almost tipped in front of the crease, but nothing doing there. Quentin Garnett sends this off the glass and down the ice. We will get icing on Shaker Heights. Thank you very much for tuning in here from the Brunswick Auto Mart Arena. We've got 7:04 to go in the third, and a one-goal deficit is your deficit between these Lancers and the Raiders. Gilmour winning this one. Taking the face-off here is going to be Gilmour, but that pass goes awry. They were looking for Nico Rios. The defenseman couldn't pick it up along the blue line. There, a good turnover forced by Ryan Lenahan, but as he moves it forward, he can't stick with it. Gilmour clears it out to Ian Hunter. Ian Hunter with Jonathan Kalair, just the defensive pairing. Kalair just was looking to go down the ice to maybe Ryan Lenahan, but it is very far behind him, out of his reach. Once again, another icing by Shaker. 6:43 to go in the third. 3-2 your score. Taking his face off for the Red Raiders, Ryan Lenahan. He's up against number 21 of Gilmour Academy. Winning this is going to be number 21 of Gilmour Academy. The shot from Fitzgerald is tipped and up into the netting it goes. We'll get the face off right where we last had it, to that right side of Nico Daenerys, near side in that Red Raiders zone. That shot once again will be tipped and it will sail lazily into the corner. There, Mayhew on the clearing attempt. He was looking to get it to the freshman Arth. Arth up to Lenahan. Lenahan can't stick with it. It'll be off his stick into the zone, but behind the net. And good work from Ryan Lenahan. It'll go to Colin Arth. Arth with the shot. It's tipped and blocked by a skate of his own man, Ryan Lenahan. Their man falls down to the ice. That time, number 21, and an immediate turnover. That time, sent around the boards. Can Cunnin try and clear it? He cannot. Number 21 tries. Nothing doing. Arth on a centering feed. That goes nowhere, and it'll go wide. Off the boards. Gilmour clears it down the ice. Will this be an icing? It will not be. It's on net. 7:45 left to go here in the third. Can Shaker muster up a comeback to make it to the semifinals and play the University School Preppers? A delayed penalty is on Gilmour Academy. They will touch up. Blake Baskin, the man to do so. And now we will get a 2-minute power play for Shaker Heights. Once again, George Valenti on the penalty. Shaker able to get a power play goal in their last game against Gilmour. We'll see if they can do so right here. Brokaw was the man to score on that power play. .537 left to go in the third. Face-off taken by Brokaw. Brokaw wins it back to Lenahan. Slow start off the face-off. He'll send it cross-ice to Joey Moore, and he can't stick with it. It'll go to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald up against Garnett. Other players will join the rush as well. Centered feed to Aiden Makito. He can't work it. Here's a good rush for the Red Raiders if they hurry themselves. It's Brokaw and Gerber. Brokaw skating it up the right wing. He's poke-checked from Bowden with Makito, and the two of them will clear it down eventually. Nico Daenerys leaves this one to Quentin Garnett. 90 seconds left to go on Valenti's penalty. Garnett in his zone. Sends this one, and my goodness, that'll be an icing. No one was near that pass at all. And so with 4:54 left to go in the third and 1:18 left to go on Red Raider power play, we will get a face-off in the Red Raider zone, but now we're going to get a timeout called by Shaker Heights. 4:54 left to go in the third. Shaker down by 1, 3-2 your score. Thank you very much for tuning in here from the Brunswick Auto Mart Arena. We will take a short break. My name is Vaughn Ullum. We will be right back for the final few minutes of regulation time. And after the timeout, we will have a face-off back in Shaker territory. After the icing, it'll be to the right side of Nico Daenerys. And taking the face-off for Shaker here is going to be Ryan Lenahan. He's out as a forward with Brokaw, Gerber, and Moore on defense. The lone defenseman is going to be Quentin Garnett. Taking the face-off up against Lenahan is Fairchild. Winning it back is Fairchild. Heist with a shot for Gilmour Academy, off of the draw. But here's Quentin Garnett back with it. He'll send it up to Lenahan. Lenahan working with it in the neutral zone and eventually getting it up to Gerber. Gerber up the ice off the stick of number 20. Can 20 clear it out? He cannot, but Fairchild will. 55 seconds left to go of power play time for Shaker Heights. 4.5 left to go in the third and final frame of the sport. If Shaker is able to come back, maybe tie this one up, this will be taken into OT. We'll see if that happens. 40 seconds left to go on Valenti's penalty. Gilmour just barely clears this one out. Nico Daenerys will play this one out of his crease, getting it to Sammy Gerber. Gerber will skate this up the left wing, up the far side wing, off the stick of Quentin Garnett. Lenahan is going to be the man along the boards to try and intercept this clearing attempt. It will not work. My goodness, 20 seconds left to go of power play time for Shaker. Joey Moore has a pass up to Garnett. Garnett goes cross ice to Brokaw. Brokaw dumps it further in. Mason Heist, the one to pick it up. Can he clear it out? Joey Moore keeps it in off of a shot. It was a weaker one, but it'll work on keeping it inside of the zone. Now in the slot. It's held up in the center of the zone. Now Lenahan with a good chance to shoot it. He doesn't take it quick enough. Now to Joey Moore. He'll whiff on the shot. 3.5 left to go as now it's George Valenti out of the box looking for a rush of his own. He'll center this one to Fairchild. That won't work. That second chance will go wide. My goodness, how did that not go in? Shaker dumps this one down. They'll get the icing on him, but who cares? They need the changes. 3:13 left to go in the third, and once again, Shaker's power play comes up short. 0 shots on goal on the man advantage. Shaker stays down by 1 with 3:13 to go. Arth taking this face off, and Shaker's going to take it off the tie-up. Mayhew couldn't move it forward in the neutral zone. The men of white and blue send it right back where it came from. Into the corner. Kiltz is going to pick it up. Kiltz looking to center it. No one there except for the stick of Aiden Makito of Gilmour Academy. Kalergis is thrown off the puck. That pass, pretty bad. It'll go to Colin Arth. Arth was looking cross ice to Kiltz. It'll go to Kiltz. Kiltz on a good rush. Will he take a shot? He was looking for a centering feed to Mayhew. Mayhew to Arth. Arth couldn't rip a good shot away. Mayhew on a backhand chance. It's blocked. And Gilmour trying to clear it. Can they? Not yet. Mayhew keeps it. Tried to dangle around number 21. He couldn't do just that. Now 21's got to rush up the left wing. He's taken off the play off of a good physical check from Cole Richard. Mayhew wraps it around the boards. He'll find Arth. Arth in the corner. He'll go cross ice. He'll find Richard. Richard and Kiltz on the rush. What can Richard do? He looked for the centering feed to Kiltz. Not sure Kiltz knew it was coming his way. Just over 2 minutes left to go here in the final frame. This is a delayed offsides, or maybe it wasn't. The referee wasn't calling it. Now here's Fitzgerald, bumped off the play. Mayhew picks it up in his own zone. He'll go cross ice. Ryan Kiltz taking it up the near side wing and turned over. Gilmour the other way. 2-on-2 rush. Mason Heist takes the shot. And oh, what a late reaction from Nico Daenerys. He went glove side to make their lead double what it was before. It's 4-2 your score. And that might put the icing on the cake. A 105 seconds left to go here in the third. Shaker really needs an empty net miracle here if they want to get back into this one. We'll see if that can happen. Off the face-off, it'll go into the Gilmour zone. The clock isn't starting once again. This happened in the second period. Now it'll get a late start. Brokaw back to Garnett. Garnett with a shot, and that's blocked Brokaw looking for a second chance. He'll take it, and it's blocked once more by Lancer traffic out in front. The net is empty. 6 attackers out. Joey Moore with a shot. A second chance goes nowhere. It's whiffed on. Brokaw with a shot. It's blocked. Moore with a shot, and it's elevated high, and it'll go to Garnett. Garnett over to Lenahan. Lenahan lets it glide right past him. Lenahan centers this one. That goes nowhere. It's blocked by Lancer once more. Ian Hunter behind the net. Sends it to Lenahan. Lenahan with a shot. It goes wide. 1 minute and 8 seconds. Joey Moore bumped off the play, but before he is bumped off the play, it'll go to Lenahan behind the net. He'll leave it to Brokaw. Brokaw bumped off the play. He's pancaked in front of the crease. It'll go to Sammy Gerber. Gerber to Lenahan. Garnett really calling for the shot there. Point to point, it'll go to Joey Moore, and the shot is made. Now a bit of pushing and shoving after the whistle. Both teams maybe a little heated here in the semifinal contest of the Cleveland Cup. But with 49 seconds left to go in the third period, it's still a 2-goal game. Thank you very much for tuning in. Brokaw taking the face-off up against Colton Fairchild. Here's a clearing attempt, and it will be cleared all the way down the ice. This will be an icing. The whistle is blown. 42.5 seconds left to go in the third. Shaker down by 2. They're going to need some sort of miracle. This face-off taken by Sammy Gerber. He'll lose it once more to Gilmour. Sent all the way down the ice. There you go, another icing. 37 seconds left to go in the third and final period. Lenahan taking this face-off. He's up against Fairchild. That'll go nowhere but into the corner. Now back to Lenahan. Lenahan centers this one over to Brokaw. He's not able to make do with it. Brokaw behind the net, trying to center it to Lenahan or Gerber. In front, not able to do so. Brokaw looking for a shot. He's bumped off the play. Gilmour dumps this one down. They blow it dead as there's a couple of pushes and shoves on that side of the ice from Luke Lippold and Will Brokaw. We'll see what is being assessed here. Brokaw with his helmet half off. Now it looks like they're both going to the box. So if you wanted a late miracle from the Red Raiders, that's going to be a lot more difficult with Brokaw in the box. Well, that's rivalry games for you. 19 seconds to go in the third. Shaker down by 2. This could be the end of their Cleveland Cup run. Don't worry, we still have state tournament mid-February. Here's Joey Moore to take the face-off. To his right, it's going to be Sammy Gerber. To his left, it's going to be Ryan Lenahan. He's up against Fairchild. Fairchild once more is going to win this and clear it out of the zone. Fitzgerald picks it up in the neutral zone. This will be an easy empty netter. He'll take it. He'll score it. 11 seconds left to go in the third. 5-2 is your score. Gilmour on top. So this should just about do it. They'll send out the fourth liners for Shaker Heights to just get a couple of minutes in here in the dying seconds of the game. Not much doing. Gilmour dumps this one down. That will take us to the end of period number 3 and of your Red Raider run in the GLHL Cleveland Cup. So thank you very much for tuning in here from the Brunswick Auto Mart Arena here Gilmour Academy is going to escape with the semifinal win. They will move on to face the Preppers of University School tomorrow at 7 p.m. We, of course, will not be covering that considering this is the Shaker Heights Athletics, but we will be back for the OHSAA State Tournament. That will begin the 18th of this month. That'll be against Orange High School in those Lions. Now, Shaker should be winning that. If they win that, they should be facing off against Menor. We will see how that all unfolds. But for this game, Shaker lost the face-offs 32-22. Normally, a category like that, if they lose, they will tend to lose the game. It's a common thing that we have seen all throughout the season. In the name of shot attempted, that was dead even, 37-37, and shots on goal, Gilmour Academy won that 30-28. In the sake of power play, each team got their chance. Shaker could not convert on their 4 opportunities. Gilmour could not convert on their single opportunity. But for now, Shaker is eliminated from the Great Lakes Hockey League Cleveland Cup. They will move on to the state tournament on the 18th. We will see you then. Gilmour moves on to the Great Lakes Hockey League Finals. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum. We will see you on February 18th against Orange.